election interfering witch hunt.
Trump lost the 2020 election. I mean, everybody knows that. The courts, Fox, Newsmax, OAN, Republicans, and of course the House and Senate all agreed there was no fraud, no stolen ballots, no dead people voting. But all MAGA keeps saying is that the Democrats cheated. Why? Well, because they can't win on substance. And watching Republicans drag out the same old white men to lie again and again and again, well, it's embarrassing, demeaning, and once again, a threat to our democracy.
Lara, I also want to ask you about something he posted recently on Truth Social, where he actually called on the RNC, the organization you're a co-chair of, to activate now. And this was around mail-in voting. He said, he was quoting Tucker Carlson here with an election expert, that 20% of mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania are fraudulent. Here we go again. Where is the Attorney General, the FBI to investigate? Where is the Republican Party in Pennsylvania? The RNC must activate now. Now, in August, the RNC, your RNC, and the Trump campaign launched a Get Out to Vote tool where Pennsylvania voters can request a mail-in ballot directly. Is the former president saying that Republicans in Pennsylvania should not ask for these ballots?
And no, quite the opposite. Donald Trump wants every voter, no matter if you're voting Republican, Democrat, or third-party candidate, to feel comfortable that you can vote.
20% of them are fraudulent?
He's specifically referencing information from the 2020 election. What we're talking about right now is making sure that every vote matters and every vote counts. And I've worked very hard.
What information do we have?
RNC.
What evidence is there that 20% of the mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania in 2020 were fraudulent?
I didn't see that report, so I'd have to go back and look at it.
Of course, there's no evidence, but of course, they'll keep repeating it. Because when they lose on November the 5th, and they will.
I totally plan to accept the results of 2024. I think that Donald Trump will be the victory. And if it's a free and fair election, if we have a free and fair election, I'll accept the results.
Trump will again try to stop the legitimate process of counting the votes. And of course, only in states they lost.
President-elect Donald Trump claims millions of people voted illegally in the presidential election. Trump tweeting that he won the popular vote if you deduct millions of illegal votes. That's an unprecedented claim for a president-elect, and so far there's been no evidence to support it. Trump also tweeted that it would have been even easier for him to win the popular vote than the Electoral College.
Come on, I know you know that Trump can't stop lying. He doesn't even know what the truth is anymore.
You know, it's another demonstration how little of American history Trump knows. Whatever he did know, he obviously has disregarded. But we know one thing for sure. Trump never loses. Now, look, Trump can't tell the difference between what's true and what's false. It's not that he lies a lot, because to lie, you have to do it consciously. He just can't tell the difference. So he makes up what he wants to say at any given time. If it happens to comport with what everybody else sees, well, that's fine. And if it doesn't comport with anybody else, he doesn't really care. And he's had decades of getting away with.
Kamala Harris has one big problem. She won't lie, and she won't cheat, and she believes in our democracy.
They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
But the problem is this. Trump and MAGA will literally do anything to win. They will claim that anything that doesn't go their way is fake and was stolen from them. But more specifically, what will they do? Well, we know we were fortunate to have Pence in place in 2020. Do you believe I just said that? But he did the freaking right thing. And now we know that Trump, with this hump, has a playing partner with similar values and an immoral view of the world.
Had you been vice president on January 6th, would you have certified the election results?
If I had been vice president, I would have told the states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and so many others that we needed to have multiple slates of electors, and I think the U.S. Congress should have fought over it from there.
That's where we are, people. And what puzzles me is not Trump and his douchebag cast of sycophantic cockwaffles. No, it's the millions of junior high diplomas who cannot balance the harm Trump intends and how will it eventually hurt them.
In his opinion, there's no such thing as hate speech in America. How do you stand on that?
I believe in hate speech. When you have hate for somebody, I am 100% into hate speech, because it's freedom of speech. You can speak.
So if you hate someone, you should be able to just say it.
Yeah.
Perfect example of someone who does not understand she will never be one of them. Never. Can you see her at Mar-a-Lago rubbing shoulders with Fat Donnie? Tiny Fingers views his supporters the same way a plumber views his job. Take the money, then flush.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Trump is attempting to do what Putin intends him to do, cast a huge shadow of doubt on the outcome of our election and sow the seeds of fear and violence.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily.
While Vance is in Ohio claiming immigrants are eating your pets.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio because he goes down some crazy rabbit hole, completely debunked that aliens are eating pets?
Trump is claiming to protect white suburban women from the same cat-eating brown people Vance just made up.
Women living in the suburbs, I keep hearing about the suburban woman doesn't like Trump. Well, I think it's a fake poll, because why would they like me? I keep the suburbs safe. I stopped low-income towers from rising right alongside of their house, and I'm keeping the illegal aliens away from the suburbs.
But none of this shit is happening. And while Trump cries about inflation, which is finally under control, except for the Fortune 500 companies that are still gouging, Trump's idea of deporting 11 million people, which he claims will be bloody, and then raising tariffs on China, these will have catastrophic effects on our economy.
What does happen when you put tariffs on goods and you stop immigration and force migrants to leave? Isn't that going to be inflationary?
Of course.
Is it a one-time, though, and then
smooth
you sort of
I don't know. I mean, when you see tariffs like that, obviously you think about 1929.
Kramer just said 1929, and he's not kidding. But alas, we find ourselves watching Trump lie and lie and lie, and the people who know the truth lie and lie and lie, and the people who don't, well, they vote.
If Trump wins, will you accept the results?
Of course.
If Kamala wins, will you accept the results?
No. No, because it won't be possible. It'll be an absolute canard. Nobody's really voting for
but you got to, when you listen to yourself say that, that's got to be a red flag, right?
Yeah, no, it's not. Listen to what the Democrats say.
So say it again. If Donald Trump wins this election, will you accept the results?
Yes.
If Kamala Harris wins this election, will you accept the results?
No.
That's a real person. That's what we're dealing with.
What information do we have? What evidence is there that 20% of the mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania in 2020 were fraudulent?
I didn't see that report, so I'd have to go back and look at it.
Come on, Lara. 20% of the votes were not fraudulent. There is no proof. None. You know that. What we have, though, are these three dotards, all of whom are facing legal consequences for either lying about the machines or the people doing their jobs.
President Trump won this election in a landslide. It's going to be irrefutable. I'm going to release the Kraken.
Sidney was a Trump lawyer who lied about the machines and was fined and put on probation.
I can't go on my stage. I can't. My company has been hurt so bad because of people like this Eric Coomer. So bad. This guy, in tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars.
You don't remember my question, do you?
He's insane, but he too will lose everything for lying about the integrity of the voting machine.
I can smell this. Why do you think they're silencing me?
Now, Rudy is probably the most Shakespearean tragedy of the lot. Once on Time magazine's cover, he's about to lose it all and still could face jail time.
That is crazy!
But this guy, you should worry about this guy. He's a former general who wanted Trump to stop the election in 2020 and seize the ballot boxes. He was convicted and then pardoned by Donnie Diaper. And all these humps, they're still out there. The Supreme Court is loaded with right-wing mopes who want to give Trump immunity. And conservative legislatures are poised to overturn any vote that goes for Harris over Trump.
About Melania and myself, a love story in People magazine. And that was it. It was a cover, I think.
And add into the mix that Trump's cognitive reality looks like someone trying to open a lawn chair in the backseat of a compact car. It's awkward and nearly impossible to understand his slurring and pretzel logic.
I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark.
Come on, man. The election that we once knew is gone. And what we have now is a light on the real America we always thought was there, like a virus with no vaccine.
By injection.
Don't get me started. Our future is uncertain as Trump's sliding health and mental acuity.
Revenge does take time, I will say that.
It does.
And sometimes revenge can be justified.
But to do that, revenge, Trump has to win. And to win, he'll have to cheat in these swing states. And he has to get judges to violate their oaths. But he also has to hope we don't remember who he is and what he is capable of.
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
I remember. What about you?
Damn right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Dan.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes!
Tick-tock!
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.